Hello everyone. I'm having to make a new intro because my first one had terrible audio. Not fuzziness or anything like that, but crackling and jumping in the audio caused by my $5 Chinese clip-on microphone. Who would have thunk it? These are the finished product. Well, almost finished. Pretty dang close. What this will do is come together and take a piece that is U-shaped, put a dovetail in it. This still has to be hand fit for a nice snug fit on their dovetails. They have the male dovetail, which needs to, the brass needs to be precision fit on that, or not precision, hand fit on that, sorry. I used my little tiny 3/8 inch dovetail cutter and this big 6-inch slitting saw. Dovetail cutter to cut the dovetail and slitting saw to cut it in half. This next part will be the dovetail cutter. You won't be able to see a whole lot because, well, I mean, it might be interesting to some people. The vision is obscured a bit because it's so small. It's only an 1/8 inch deep, approximately. Closer to 1.12 versus 0.125, but who's splitting hairs? Still gotta deburr it too before I lose any more blood. On with the video. I cut the dovetail without you guys. Kinda ran out of storage space on my phone, sadly. I'm sure that's gonna happen many times. It wasn't too interesting. Most of the work was obscured by oil and just the size of it. It's 1/2 inch wide, very small. Next step, I'm going to use a 6-inch slitting saw to cut this in half. I'm going to have to do some weird work holding to make sure that this doesn't fly off. I can't use the vise because it pinches, and if I'm going to cut this in half with it pinching, well, use your imagination. Not going to go very well. I only cut them until they crested. Again, they're not precision. It's sort of a hand fit. Just has to be the fit of the brass pieces on the dovetails is, it just has to be snug. Not precision at all, and I want to be able to adjust it. If it is too tight, I want to be able to cut the dovetail deeper. If it is too loose, then I would like to just skim a little bit off of these. The reason that I'm doing it this way, I am cutting the dovetails in a solid piece of steel, cutting 2 holes, or drilling 2 holes and reaming 2 holes into a solid piece of steel, and then cutting it in half is so that everything ends up parallel. If I did all of this separate, then the holes might be misaligned, the dovetails might be misaligned. The reason I'm doing it this way is it is maintained, it is perfect. It is all parallel, it is all accurate in regards to hole A and hole B, hole C, hole D, and the 2 dovetails. I would be able to get a very accurate measurement if the shape of the brass not shims, the brass pieces that I'm working on. If it was square, then I'd be able to get a very accurate reading. However, they have small radiuses in the corners here. On the brass pieces, it'll just roll. That prevent me from taking an accurate reading, but it's an approximate 1/8 inch deep, 45-degree dovetail that's a 1/2 inch wide. This is more than a 1/2 inch wide to account for the slitting saw, which is like a bit more than 1/8 of an inch. So, I know I said I wouldn't talk a lot, but I guess I kind of lied. Sorry about that. And voila! What once was 2 pieces, or what once was 1 piece is now 2 pieces. I messed that up a lot. Took a lot of 1/4 inch depth of cuts. Feed per tooth was approximately 1/1000th. Probably a little bit less than that. However, this naturally is not completely true, and therefore it kind of cut on just a couple of teeth. I don't think that surface finish is too terrible for bent arbor in an old cutter that looks like it used to be rusted. Now I just gotta clean everything up. Well, that one's done. Time to hand fit it now. I'm not going to video the hand fitting because I have absolutely no idea how I'll do it. I mean, kind of, but it'll probably involve something very flat and some sandpaper. Well, thank you for watching this one. If you enjoyed it, then subscribe and like. Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you didn't like about it. And I should head to bed because it's almost 10 o'clock.